What was it about the 1960s that made America build cars so wild, so loud, and so unforgettable? Why do some classic American cars still give people chills the second they hear the engine fire up? And how did a few pieces of steel and horsepower become symbols of freedom, rebellion, and pure American pride? From dealership riots to NASCAR panic, the 1960s created some of the most iconic vintage muscle cars the world has ever seen. Tonight, we're going back to the golden age of American car culture, counting down 10 legendary machines that didn't just rule the roads. They defined an entire generation. 10. Chevrolet Impala SS. Back in the early 1960s, the Chevrolet Impala SS wasn't built for millionaires or race car drivers. It was built for ordinary Americans who wanted to feel cool pulling into a drive-in on a Friday night. And somehow, Chevy turned that dream into one of the most recognizable classic American cars ever made. The long body, chrome trim, and deep V8 rumble gave the Impala SS a personality that felt larger than life. Factory workers, young couples, even off-duty cops wanted one parked in their driveway. By the mid-60s, these cars were everywhere, cruising downtown streets, blasting rock and roll through crackling radios, and becoming part of American culture itself. But what really shocked Detroit was how fast the SS badge became legendary. Chevy accidentally discovered something powerful. Americans didn't just want transportation anymore. They wanted attitude. And another company was about to take that idea to a whole different level. 9. Pontiac GTO. In 1964, Pontiac engineers did something Detroit executives thought was completely reckless. They took a lightweight midsize car, stuffed a massive V8 under the hood, and accidentally ignited the muscle car wars. The Pontiac GTO wasn't just fast for its time. It felt dangerous, and young Americans absolutely loved it. There was only one problem. General Motors had unofficial rules against building race-inspired performance cars. Insurance companies were already getting nervous. Executives feared backlash, and some insiders thought the whole project would flop. But then kids started pouring into dealerships like it was a rock concert. Suddenly, the GTO became the car every teenager dreamed about owning. Street racers worshipped it. Rival brands panicked over it. Even the sound was unforgettable, that raw exhaust note echoing through small-town America on warm summer nights. The GTO didn't just sell cars. It changed American car culture forever. And then Ford saw what was happening and decided to strike back with something even bigger. 8. Ford Mustang. When the Ford Mustang arrived in 1964, America completely lost its mind. Ford expected decent sales. What they got instead was total chaos. More than 22,000 Mustangs sold on the very first day. And some dealerships were so overwhelmed that customers reportedly bought the display models right off the showroom floor. The crazy part? A lot of Detroit executives initially mocked the Mustang. They thought young Americans wouldn't care about a small, sporty car with flashy styling. They were dead wrong. Teenagers had posters of it on bedroom walls. Returning soldiers spent savings checks to buy one. Fathers taught their sons how to drive stick shift behind the wheel of a Mustang. And then came the rivalry. Chevy executives watched Mustang sales explode and realized they were losing an entire generation of buyers. Panic started spreading inside General Motors. Because suddenly, this wasn't just about selling classic American cars anymore, it was about survival. 7. Dodge Charger. By the late 1960s, Dodge wasn't trying to impress anyone with subtle design anymore. The Charger arrived looking aggressive even when it was parked. Hidden headlights, a long fastback roofline, and a stance that almost felt angry made it one of the most intimidating vintage muscle cars ever built. But what really set the Charger apart wasn't just looks, it was attitude. Under the hood, big block V8 power turned it into something insurance companies quietly feared. Some drivers said it didn't feel like a regular car on the highway. It felt like something that wanted to go faster no matter what. On NASCAR tracks, the Charger's design helped it slice through air in a way competitors couldn't match at first. That advantage didn't go unnoticed. Rival teams complained, rules started shifting, And suddenly Dodge found itself at the center of controversy and dominance at the same time. And just when things seemed intense enough, Dodge went even further, building a version of the Charger that would become almost unreal in its reputation. 6. Chevrolet Camaro. When Chevrolet saw the Mustang take over America, the reaction inside GM wasn't confidence. It was panic. Engineers and executives knew they were losing an entire generation of buyers, and they needed a response fast. That pressure gave birth to the Chevrolet Camaro in 1967, a car built not out of celebration, but survival. From day one, the Camaro was thrown directly into a war it didn't start. It was Chevy's answer to the Mustang, but also a message to Ford: we're not giving up. The rivalry instantly split America. High school parking lots became battlefields of badges and horsepower pride. Camaro guys versus Mustang guys, no middle ground. Under the hood, the SS and Z/28 trims brought serious performance. But what really mattered was identity. It wasn't just about speed anymore, it was about loyalty. You didn't just drive a Camaro. You represented Chevy in a cultural war that defined the late 1960s. And while this rivalry was heating up on the streets, a different kind of rebellion was quietly coming from Plymouth, with a car nobody saw coming. 5. Plymouth Roadrunner. In a decade obsessed with luxury trims and flashy badges, Plymouth did the opposite. They stripped everything down and built something brutally simple: the Roadrunner. No fancy options, no expensive extras. Just raw power at a price everyday Americans could actually afford. It wasn't trying to be elegant. It wasn't trying to be refined. It was built to be fast, loud, and a little bit ridiculous in the best way possible. Plymouth even paid Warner Brothers to use the Roadrunner cartoon name, complete with the famous beep beep horn that made people smile before they even saw it coming. The result was shocking. This cheap-looking muscle car started beating far more expensive machines on the street. Suddenly, blue-collar drivers had something that could embarrass luxury performance cars without breaking the bank. That flipped the entire idea of what a vintage muscle car was supposed to be. But just as America was celebrating raw power and simplicity, one luxury car was quietly becoming part of something far more serious and far more tragic. Now things start getting even more intense. By this point, America's car companies weren't just competing anymore. They were escalating into a full horsepower war. Engines were getting bigger, speeds were getting dangerous, and even insurance companies were starting to panic. And what comes next changes everything about the muscle car era. For Lincoln Continental. The Lincoln Continental wasn't loud like the muscle cars tearing up the streets, but it carried a different kind of power: quiet authority. In the early 1960s, this was the car of presidents, executives, and anyone who wanted to arrive without saying a word. Those iconic suicide doors alone made it unforgettable. But its story is forever tied to something heavier. This was the very car associated with President John F. Kennedy's final moments in 1963, turning the Continental into more than just a luxury machine. It became a symbol of a shaken nation. From that point on, every sighting of it carried emotional weight across America. Inside, it was pure elegance, leather, with accents, and a ride so smooth it felt detached from the chaos outside. While muscle cars screamed for attention, the Continental whispered power. And as America moved deeper into the 60s, another car proved the country could take on Europe itself and win on its own terms. 3. Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. When the 1963 Corvette Stingray hit the streets, it didn't just compete with American cars. It aimed straight at Europe. At a time when Ferrari and Jaguar dominated the idea of a true sports car, Chevrolet made a bold statement. America could build something just as beautiful, just as fast, and maybe even more aggressive. The split rear window design became instantly iconic, but also controversial. Drivers loved it. Critics complained about visibility, and within a single year, Chevy actually removed it, making the original 1963 model one of the most collectible classic American cars ever built. That short-lived design decision turned into pure legend. On the road, the Stingray felt sharp and responsive, like it was carved for speed rather than built for comfort. It wasn't just about straight-line power anymore. It was about precision, control, and style. And just when it seemed like America had reached peak performance, Dodge pushed things even further, into territory that made even NASCAR officials nervous. 2. Dodge Charger Daytona. The Dodge Charger Daytona didn't look like a normal car the moment it rolled out. It looked like something built in a wind tunnel obsession gone too far. A massive aerodynamic nose and that towering rear wing made it feel almost unreal on public roads. People didn't just notice it. They stared at it like it didn't belong on Earth. Dodge didn't build it for comfort or daily driving. They built it to dominate NASCAR. And it worked. The Daytona became the first stock car to officially break 200 miles per hour, forcing competitors into shock and pushing racing officials into rule changes just to slow it down. Other drivers reportedly described racing against it as unsettling, like trying to catch something that had already figured out the future of speed. That level of dominance made it both feared and legendary at the same time. But even this winged monster wasn't the final chapter, because the ultimate symbol of 1960s American muscle still hadn't been revealed. 1. Ford Mustang Boss 429. The Ford Mustang Boss 429 wasn't just another Mustang. It was a factory-built monster that almost never existed. Ford originally designed it for one purpose only: to qualify a massive engine for NASCAR domination. But fitting the huge 429 V8 into a Mustang body wasn't easy. In fact, it was so complex that Ford had to send the cars to a specialty shop just to make them work. Only a few thousand were ever built, and most buyers didn't fully understand what they were getting. But the moment you turned the key, it became clear this wasn't a regular muscle car. It felt raw, heavy, and brutally powerful in a way that demanded respect. The Boss 429 didn't chase comfort or luxury. It chased legacy. Today, it's one of the most sought-after classic American cars ever made, surrounded by myth, rarity, and obsession. And after all these legends, one truth remains. The 1960s didn't just build cars. It built icons that can never truly be replaced. These cars weren't just machines. They were moments in American history. Some were loud, some were dangerous, and some changed the entire industry forever. But together, they defined an era of raw power and freedom we may never see again. If you want to see more legendary cars and their stories come to life, subscribe.